Hello, hello, my friends. I am here. I'm teacher Stephanie from teachingstephanie.com, and today is really exciting because I was able to bring in a friend, a mentor, the person that got me started with teaching online, to talk to you about recruiting other teachers. It's the one and only Nancy Taylor. I'm so excited for this online teacher talk. I just interviewed her a few weeks ago, and it was so nice to sit down, see how she got started, and what were her best tips for recruiting other teachers. She gets asked this all the time, so I thought it would be great for my friends and viewers and other teachers that follow me to see what her secrets are, what she does. Make sure to watch the interview and stick around to the end because I have some very special offers for you that you won't want to miss out on. Without further ado, let's get to this interview with the one and only Nancy Taylor. Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel, Teaching Stephanie. I'm here with my friend Nancy, and a lot of you might know Nancy. I grew up playing soccer with Nancy, being friends with her on our soccer team in high school. We didn't go to junior high. Well, we did a little bit of junior high together, and she helped me get started with online teaching, as I'm sure she helped so many of you get started with online teaching or to find answers to your questions about teaching online. So I am so excited to have you, Nance. Welcome.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. We were chatting
Awesome.
before the video, and it's cool to hear just the entire journey of starting with teaching online and then what you're doing now. And so, yeah, I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yes. Well, you've helped me know how to do all these things, how to teach online, how to be a good teacher teaching online, how to recruit others, how to provide services for others. And so you've been a huge mentor in my process, and that's why you're here. I wanted
Well,
to let others partake,
well, that means a
glean your
lot. That
knowledge.
means a lot. I think when you're online, sometimes you don't realize how many people you're helping. Like when you're doing videos or when you're answering emails, sometimes it's not like that. Like we're not in the teacher lobby, like we're not interacting face to face. And so sometimes you
Right,
don't realize how many people you're really helping until you do something like this, like an interview, or you do kind of a face to face via Zoom. But
right.
it really does kind of make it sink in and like, wow, I really am helping people. So I'm
Yes.
thrilled.
Yes, you don't have the actual line of people. Okay, let me help you next.
Yes,
You don't
exactly.
have them. You're just answering this email, sending this text, doing this video, and then you're like, oh, I guess I did help somebody.
Yeah, so
You
true.
don't
And
realize.
this,
And you,
especially sometimes people don't tell you when you help them. And then when they get the chance or they direct message you, or like if someone's helped you, I would encourage you to let them know. I think it makes a big difference in that mentor.
yes, yes. I just sent an email this morning saying that same thing. I provide lesson plans for people, and I sent off the lesson plan and said, let me know either way. If it's
Mhm.
accepted, I want to know about it. If it's not, I want to know about it so that I can help you in whatever path happens next. And so it's exciting when you hear about those successes. Um,
Yes.
so I want you to tell about a little bit about your background and experience, and then what led you to online teaching and recruiting.
Yeah. So just kind of my story in a nutshell. I've been in the online space for now 5.5 years. I guess it's 6 years. Holy smokes. Crazy. Started in, I guess I'm going on my 6 year. So I started in 2015. Ava was born, my first child. And so I was a mainstream classroom teacher for 5 years prior. And so I wanted to work from home. And that's when I looked everywhere. And somehow I came across an ad on Indeed.com for teaching online. And I had tried multiple things and they like didn't work out. I had tried to be a curriculum, like anything that I had tried didn't really produce a paycheck. It was like $13 a week. I was like, yay, I'm gonna have to be a substitute teaching forever, Dave. So I found this online teaching and started doing it. And my YouTube channel actually didn't start until 7 months later. So I started teaching online and I always wanted to do a YouTube channel. I didn't know that I was going to do it about teaching. I really didn't. And I teach my own students this is you don't have to have it all figured out. I just wanted to do it. I loved consuming YouTube videos. And so I wanted to do them. I didn't know if I was going to do vlogs. Was I going to do fitness videos? And then I started sharing my classroom. And the reason why is when I started with VIP Kid and I didn't know if it was a real company. I was like, Chinese company, and I don't really know. And I hear this all the time. People are like, is it a scam? And so I went online and I remember there was this adorable teacher. She had red hair, she was very bubbly, and she showed me her puppets from IKEA and how she used them in her online classroom. And I think she was a music teacher. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, she teaches for VIP Kid. It's a real thing. Like, and so I wanted to create that for other people. So I started just sharing. And from there, it didn't click in my head that these videos were not only helping people build confidence, but starting to help them get hired with the company. And so then I started to create more and more to help specific with the application process for VIP Kids specifically. So that's how I got into recruiting. And I came to find that a lot of people were starting to find me. I wasn't having to go and knock on their door or go to all these different events to recruit, but they were starting to come to me. So that kind of built this huge recruiting system. And that's what I teach as well. I teach my students about a recruiting funnel via YouTube. And the reason why is because it's so simple. It works really well to create content that I sit down once and I create it and I can help thousands. I can help thousands of teachers with this one video versus showing up live every day to coach on a Zoom session, which would be awesome if you could do that if you have the bandwidth. But I didn't. So yeah, that's where my videos came from. Now I help online teachers to build a brand of their own on YouTube. I help them create their own recruiting funnels, and it's been awesome. Just like you said, like you helped me, you've mentored me, and that means a lot. That really does mean a lot because I think sometimes you think, am I helping anyone? Like, is this where I should be? Is this where I should be spending my time? Is this the right place? And so it's always nice to hear from your students and your own clients and customers.
Oh, good, good. It's well, you have helped me, and I was just thinking as you were talking, even the skills, if I wasn't recruiting, I've learned skills on how to produce and film and edit and script YouTube videos that I use as an Outschool teacher. I use them
Mhm.
to create flexible classes that are now passive income. The videos are there and they're good quality, and I know how to do that now because I took this course that you offer. So now I gave away the the thing. I want you to talk about what is your course, what is the membership, or you can go whatever order you want to, but what do you teach and what is your course and what do you offer for online teachers?
Yeah. So when you do create a brand, and this is what I teach my own students, is a lot of times it's a little bit more clear if I can piggyback on another company. And that's why a lot of teachers will start with recruiting because they are promoting another company versus promoting their own product. Some start from the get-go. Let me turn my phone off. Some start from the get-go promoting their own product. But I see probably more than 50% start by promoting a company or promoting like an affiliate link. And so with that process, it allows you to develop those skills. Like you said, creating videos and when you're working online, they really do carry over to so many other avenues. And so I really love that teacher journey of online teacher recruiting and then offer of your own. And so for mine, what I offer is mine is packaged in a digital course. So I teach teachers how to build a brand on YouTube. So how it's 3 phases: how to create their YouTube channel, and and you could go on there and just create any YouTube channel, but we specifically talk about your messaging, like who are you helping and how, like what problem do you solve. I package this course in a way that I wish I had this when I started. I could have saved so much time and energy by not having to figure it out on my own. Also, I've invested in coaches and I've invested in memberships where I've been able to take the parts that have worked for me and put them in there. So you create your YouTube channel and your brand, and then the second phase is educate. You create your content. So how are you scripting those? How are you um like in educate, how are you titling your videos and your thumbnails, things that I would have no idea. Like, and some might be saying, what's a thumbnail? It's that little picture that goes over your video. We simplify everything because you could be like know nothing about YouTube, or maybe you have a YouTube channel and you just want to optimize it. And then the third phase, this is the fun part, is generate. This is where you either have an affiliate funnel where I'm doing a recruiting funnel, or I have an offer of my own. So it could be a coaching program. I know that you do curriculum development for your clients. And so it's that chance to, from your brand, you're able to offer something of your own, like a service or a product of your own. And it all comes from YouTube. And we also talk about an email list. So if anyone's like, what are all these words? She's throwing out so many business terms. It's all very simplified, and I think that that's the big thing, is a lot of times in business or in like it, we think that it's too complicated or we overcomplicate it. And maybe you're guilty of this. I'm so guilty of this, of trying to do everything and do everything perfect, but really it's super simple if we just focus on one thing and keep it simple. But yeah, that's what the course teaches. I also do Stephanie's inside my membership. So that's for BTO students. That's my courses Beyond Teaching Online. And we coach students through their YouTube channel, through their messaging, through creating their offer. It's a great community to bounce off ideas and to really stay motivated and accountable. If you're feeling like nothing's working, you show up in the membership, and sure enough, you're going to leave like ready to go. That's what our goal is to keep you focused and on track.
Yes, and I've been able to collaborate with so many other people because they're an expert in something that I'm not, and I can go, okay, let me pick your brain, um, help me with this, or let me hire you. And it's been so great to find those connections in this really great community that wants to learn YouTube or and how to generate income from YouTube. So it's been really cool, and to even work with them and to see their brands grow from just an idea and to go, they're doing it. They're off now making their own courses or membership or digital products. And I'm just blown away by, just that one little course idea of going, okay, this is how to go beyond teaching online. And now they're off doing other things. And it's so neat for them. What was your advice to other teachers when you were recruiting? And I guess when they said, how do you recruit?
Yeah. And that's kind of the genesis of my course. It started by, and this is what I tell my own students, is when you have people asking you the same question over and over, or when you go into a group and you see that same question, instead of being like, oh, this is so annoying, it's taking all my time, be like, let's come together, let me help you solve this and turn it into your own product. Like that is key, is when you're creating a product, if people are asking you about it, you know that you have found something that you can really scale and something that you could really help people with. So people were asking me, how do you recruit so many people? How do you do this? And my answer was always YouTube. I make YouTube videos. But I was so close to it that I didn't realize there's an entire system and formula that I had learned, that I was like, just start creating YouTube videos. But it's it's easy for me to say because I had been doing it for years. So that's where the course came from, is I developed the curriculum based off of what I knew to work with YouTube videos and keywords and search. And if you are starting to recruit, there's two ways to recruit. And the first one is you go and find your referrals. And this, it takes time, but you kind of get your feet wet and you are going to get someone through the application process. So it's going to kind of break down that barrier of, I'm not expert enough, I don't know how to coach them through the process. If I can, even if it's my mom, hey mom, do you want to you want to go through this application process? Your best friend, your spouse, I mean, helping them through the process, and hopefully they want to teach as well. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
just using them for a referral, but I think that it's great as you're starting to find people. And then on the second hand, what if I could create this consistent content maybe about the application process on a YouTube channel. There's other sources of searchable content like a blog or a podcast if YouTube's not your thing. And of course, go that route. But by creating searchable content in the future, let's say 3 months down the road, I don't have to go find my referrals. I'm not in all the Facebook groups and on LinkedIn. And I'm not at, I would go to like graduations, college graduations, and hand out flyers. Like I was everywhere. It was so much time. But I came to realize when I looked at my percentages, most people were finding me. I was spending all these hours trying to go find them, but most people started to find me because I had created a video about it 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. So if you really want to get into recruiting and really want to build a brand and an audience and really want to scale it, then I would start creating consistent content and specific to the application process for the company you work for. But remember, it's not going to be immediate. If I want an immediate referral so I can practice with them, you got to go find them. You got to go find them while you're creating this content, and then they're going to start finding you. So that's the two format like to get started that I would do.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. And I think most people, if they mention like I teach online, people are curious. They're like, what?
Mhm.
I was at a soccer game and this referee was like, oh, just want to do something that's flexible, that does it. And I was like, have you considered online teaching?
Yes.
I referred to
Yes.
him during my soccer game. But
It's so true. It's so true. And
people
people
are
look up to
curious
you.
and they want to
Yes.
know. So those are good opportunities, I think, to say, that one-on-one time to bring it up, but then provide those resources in the YouTube videos so that then they can find you. And I love
Yes,
that. I
it
thought that
does
was
come up in
really great.
conversation so many times. And this is the thing, Stephanie, is some people will say, like, oh, have you thought about teaching online? And they would send their friends to my videos because they thought, oh, she's the expert in this. I don't really know the application process. And it would be their referral. And I would like message, hey, use your friend's referral and they've got this. Like they can take such
Right.
good care of you because they're going to do a Zoom call with you. They're going to like walk you through your props. And so just I think a lot of people lack the confidence of the application process. It's scary. I'm not the go-to for that. But once you do start creating videos on it, like someone asked you, I would just send them, hey, check out this YouTube channel. I have these videos that you can watch and see if you're interested. But it happens in conversations all the time. I don't currently recruit for any companies, and I send people to a list. I have a list of coaches and companies. So I send them there. Like I'll have teachers reach out to me and say, what company would you recommend? Or where should I get started? Like that will happen all the time. Maybe they're starting their family and they're trying to transition from the mainstream classroom and they want to be home, similar to my story. And I will send them this guide and I will tell them like these are the top three I would recommend at this time, and these are the coaches that I would recommend. So now I don't recruit for the companies, but I do help these teachers with their recruiting business. Hopefully it helps them. But it's kind of just a resource that I use when people ask me nowadays if they ask me about teaching online.
Right. And something I appreciated when I was getting started with starting my channel was you in your videos you would say, if you are referring other teachers, feel free to send them this video. You would say, that's fine with me. Have
Hmm.
them use your link and use this video to help train them. And I thought, oh, that's brilliant. And so at first, when I was referring, I'd say, okay, use my link, watch this video from Nancy on this part, or
Hmm.
watch this video from Christina or Angela or whoever it was to find the information. And then as I started piece by piece doing my own application videos, I could say, okay, here's my own, take on it, my information, the research I've done, what I've found to work. And that was helpful at first to go, okay, I don't have to have all my videos before I can start recruiting. I can use what's out there, use the materials, and then slowly create my own so that I have my own YouTube channel and it's not necessarily going through everybody else. But at first, it's
Yes.
okay, I think, to use those things and use
Yeah,
those.
and I
Love
would do
it.
the same thing. If there was an adjustment to the application process and I couldn't make a video that week, I would send my referrals, hey, go check out Angela's video. Go check out this video where she has an updated walkthrough. And then once you create your own video for it, maybe in the week to come, then you can send them to your own video. But that's so true. When you're getting started, you can send them to other people's videos. And it's really helpful also if you're thinking like, why would you give away like those tutorials and those trainings if they didn't use your referral link? But it's still, I feel like you can always give more than you think. If you give, a lot of people will ask like, what's the difference between your free content and your paid content? And I know that the marketing gurus say you give the what and the why and you're free, and then you give the how and you're paid, or like if they use your referral code, then you teach them how. But I've done a lot of how in my free content, and people have used that like either using my referral code or not. But the cool thing is they're then a subscriber. They're in your content. They might grab your freebie and join your email list. They're going to be in your corner. And when you have an offer that fits their need, they're going to be your customer. So it's you want to give, and you will get back most definitely when you give a lot.
Awesome. I love that. Okay, one more question for you because I hear this a lot too, or I see it online. Why would somebody, I guess, create materials for the same company, or why would they recruit? Why would they put that out there? Why would they even do it when there's so many other, like, oh, Nancy is the expert in this,
Mhm.
or whoever it is the expert in your company and they're huge and I'll never be that? Why would they do it?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that, because a lot of people will say, well, it's already been done before. And that's such a huge indicator that there's a market for it and there's a need for it. And so, two things to answer your question is, number one, nobody else will do it like you do. So, I teach a different way than you do. Like, I teach in a way that is kind of in your face and like energetic. And some people think that's annoying. And that's okay. Like, I'm not your person, and that's fine. And then other people say, I left so motivated, I loved your video, like it boosted my day. And so I'm like, you're my person. Like, we connected, I'm your teaching style, and so it works really well. So I could do the same training in a different way than another teacher. So we don't all teach the same way, even if it is the same application process. Our brands are different too. Your brand, like, what values do you represent and what things do you repel? So there might be certain values that you like. I am a big health and fitness, and I make sure that I have like family in there. So that's a huge part of what I talk about. And maybe some other people are saying, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in this person that's doing traveling and teaching me how to apply for this company and do it while I'm on the road. So that would be the brand that you go to. When you find that there's a market, just an example is, I had a student that just recently started her YouTube channel. She has 3 videos on there, and she started, her first video was on floss tube. I've never heard about, like, I don't know what it is. And you saw this in our membership,
Yes.
and I was like, what is floss tube? But it's a cross stitching, like they do cross stitching or they share their quilting. You share your crafts that you're working on and kind of just chat, so people are able to watch the video while they work on their projects. And I had never heard of it, but she knew like her people, even though a lot of people had already done this type of video. She watched those videos. There's a market for it. And her first video has 2,000 views. Like, that's so rare for your first video to rank like that. I was so proud. Like, good job. It's so
Yes,
great. But it's just knowing your, like, it's been done before, and it's going to be done differently because nobody's done it that is you. No one's just like you. So just get out
right,
of your own way and do it.
right. And to contrast that, sometimes the success comes later. Sometimes it's months down the road, and all of a sudden a video will go up, and you're like, oh, I guess people need that now, or they're interested in that now. And that's been interesting for me to create videos and to go, oh, this is helpful now. That was something, but it took a while for it to gain traction, and now it's doing well. So that's been so interesting, and it's been so cool to see inside the membership, to learn the YouTube funnel and to see other people learning it alongside and to help coach them through it. So it's been so much
Yeah.
fun.
Something along with that, Stephanie, too, is when it does take time, I always say like wait 30 to 35 videos because you could go to a lot of online teachers making videos and specific about the application process for their company. And maybe they have 8 videos and then they stop. And there's like 2 years that went by. And all of a sudden, these videos that they made 2 years ago are getting views, getting traction, but they didn't stay consistent or they gave up too soon. So it does take time. And I'm so glad that
Right.
you said that because to build a brand, it doesn't just happen overnight. Your first video doesn't always typically get 2,000 views. Like, no way. It maybe gets
No.
5 and it's mom, dad, brother, spouse, like my dog. And that's fine. But you do evergreen content because, like you said, I have a video, I think it's 3 or 4 years old, and it's still my top ranking video. Like it'll still be the one that's recommended and top ranking. So you create evergreen content that can serve your audience years down the road. And like, okay, I got 5 views this week, but in a year or two, it could be thousands. And so you just never know how many people you could possibly be helping with those videos.
Yes. And like you said, even if there are so many on the application process or whatever it is, yours might be the one that they resonate with. They might need,
Mhm.
like me, I'm the soft spoken, calm, chill teacher, but other people are like, what did you say? I don't know what she's saying. I don't know what's going on. And they might need a Nancy, or they might need a Steph, or they might need a guy, they might need a mom, they might need a college student. They're going to resonate with something you say, and only you can say it. So
Mhm.
I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's everything. Is there any other advice or anything you want to share? Favorite quotes or anything that you want to share? Words of
Yeah.
wisdom?
All of my favorite things. The biggest thing, if you want to get started with recruiting, if you want to if you're an online teacher and you've been teaching and you want to step into another stream of income, I think the biggest thing that holds us back is ourselves. Oh, I hear it all the time. I need to figure it out first, or I need to hit this certain point before I create videos, or I don't feel expert enough. And what I always recommend is to record the process. So if I am applying for a company, I'm recording the application process and then I'm uploading it and sharing it. If I record the process, it's a way where I can share with someone else. I'm 10% further than they are. And so I can help them out and say, okay, this is how this went, the demo went, and this is the big takeaway I had for this specific company. Because there's a big learning curve from teaching in the classroom to teaching online. And so if you
Yes.
really do want to jump into it and start training people, just you have to get out of your own way. And a lot of people will say, well, I didn't teach in the mainstream classroom. Who am I to teach teachers? Who are you not? There's so many that are not teachers by trade that you can speak their language. Like they'll resonate with you. Another thing too, a lot of people will say, well, I can't do YouTube. I'm too old. And no, there's an entire audience that feels the same way. So before you doubt yourself or get in your own way, just if it's something you want to do, just start recording the process and start sharing. That's the biggest thing is just start sharing from the get-go. You don't have to have made it to the finish line to start teaching other people.
Yes. Awesome. That was perfect. Thanks,
Yeah,
Nancy. It's
you
so good
got
to
it.
hear, you know the whole process of it and you've been doing it for years. So it's nice to hear, like, it's okay. Just start where you're at and go from there.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on my channel. And I have some goodies at the end to share. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, thanks for having me. So
Yeah.
fun.
Awesome. Thanks, Dance.
I hope you enjoyed that interview. It was so much fun talking with her. Again, she's a personal friend of mine, growing up together, and we were able to now work together, and it's been so great. She got me started with online teaching, and I'll be forever grateful for that opportunity that she was able to present to me and thousands of other teachers. Now, to the good stuff. I promised you some goodies at the end, so let me mention them to you. One is a free recruiting guide. I have put together my best resources of what has helped me with recruiting other online teachers. It's a 3-step process that teaches you how to train, how to coach, how to mentor other teachers through the application process on any online teaching platform get them teaching so that you can get a referral bonus and that we can find great teachers to teach these kids across the world. The second thing is a free webinar put on by Nancy Taylor. She is doing a webinar on building your brand with YouTube and the mistakes to avoid. I will leave that link in the description box below, as well as the recruiting guide link, so you can check those out. The third thing is a video I've done in the past that you can check out. It is all about more info on the course that Nancy was talking about, teaching others to build their brand through YouTube. It also goes over a little bit of the membership that I'm in, that I help coach with Nancy Taylor and a few other great people. What I've been able to do thanks to the course and membership, and what others have been able to do. So you can check out that video below. I will leave it down in the description box. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at teachingstephanieo@gmail.com. I hope you find success with recruiting other teachers, and go and check out those free resources I have for you. They are all so that we can find those great teachers to teach those kiddos. We need good teachers. We need you. And I know that there's even more great teachers out there that we need to find. So, best of luck to you in your recruiting journey. As my hero, Mr. Rogers, says, let's make the most of this beautiful day. Goodbye.